The Instagram notification lit up my phone. Maxwell Evans shared 12 new photos. I clicked it before I could stop myself, and there he was, my beloved big brother living it up at some luxury resort in Bali, sipping cocktails by an infinity pool while I sat in my cramped studio apartment eating microwaved leftovers. My name is Scarlett, and I've spent my entire life being Maxwell's safety net. The responsible one, the reliable one, the one who would always be there to clean up his messes. "You're doing it again," Samantha said, reaching across my kitchen table to lower my phone. "Stop torturing yourself." "I can't help it," I replied, pushing my cold noodles around with my fork. "That's the vacation he promised to take me on. The one I helped him pay for." "You mean the one you completely paid for?" Sam corrected, her eyes narrowing. "How much did he end up borrowing this time?" 15,000, I admitted quietly. "My entire savings." "Scarlett!" Sam slammed her hand on the table, making me jump. "That was your emergency fund, the one you've been building for 3 years. I forced a smile. He said it was an emergency, something about needing to impress some potential investors. "The only thing he's investing in is his Instagram following," Sam muttered, pulling out her phone. She scrolled for a moment before turning it toward me. "Look at his caption, 'Living my best life. Some people work hard, but I work smart. Alas a blessed dance entrepreneur life, dance luxury travel.'" My stomach churned. 3 weeks ago, Maxwell had shown up at my door in tears, talking about a once-in-a-lifetime business opportunity that required him to wine and dine some big shots in Bali. He'd promised to pay me back double within a month. "Remember when we were kids?" I asked, pushing my plate away. "He convinced me to trade my college fund for his revolutionary pet rock painting business." Sam snorted. "You mean the one where he painted 3 rocks, sold them to your mum, and spent the rest of the money on video games?" Dad was so angry, I remembered, smiling despite myself. But Maxwell just flashed that charming smile of his and said he was developing his entrepreneurial spirit. My phone buzzed again. A text from Maxwell. "Hey sis, having the time of my life. Met the most amazing people here. Might extend my stay another week. Can you spot me another 5K? Promise I'll make it worth your while." Sam watched my face fall. "Oh no, what's he asking for now?" I showed her the message. She read it and let out a string of colorful curse words that made me glad I lived alone. "You're not giving him another cent," she declared. "Tell him no." "I can't," I said automatically. "He's my brother." "He's a leech," Sam corrected, "and you're enabling him." My phone pinged again. This time it was a notification from work, the airline where I'd been steadily climbing the corporate ladder for the past 5 years. "Emergency meeting tomorrow morning. All department heads required to attend." "That's interesting timing," Sam said, noticing my sudden focus on the screen. "Didn't you say there were some big changes coming?" I nodded. "Aaron, the CEO, has been hinting at a major restructuring. Could be my chance to finally move up." "Now that's something worth investing in," Sam said pointedly. "Your future, not Maxwell's latest scheme." As if on cue, my brother's voice filled the apartment. He'd started a live stream from his luxury villa. "What's up, followers? Quick reminder that success is all about mindset. Some people are too afraid to take risks, too busy playing it safe. But that's not how you make it big." I felt my cheeks burn, knowing he was probably referring to me. Maxwell had always called me the safe one, the boring one, the one too afraid to chase her dreams. Sam reached over and turned off my phone. "You know what? I think it's time you started playing a different game." "What do you mean?" "I mean," she said, a mischievous glint in her eye, "maybe it's time to show Maxwell that playing it safe doesn't mean you can't play it smart." I thought about the upcoming meeting, about the years I'd spent learning every aspect of airline operations, while Maxwell bounced from one get-rich-quick scheme to another. For the first time, I allowed myself to imagine using that knowledge for something other than helping my brother. "Maybe you're right," I said slowly, a plan beginning to form in my mind. "Maybe it's time for a change." Sam grinned. "Now that's the Scarlett I know, the one who graduated top of her class while working 2 jobs. the one who's going to stop being Maxwell's ATM and start being her own hero. I picked up my phone and typed a response to Maxwell's request. Sorry, bro, Bank of Scarlet is closed for business. It was a small step, but it felt like the beginning of something bigger. Something that would finally make Maxwell understand that karma has a way of catching up with everyone, even those who think they're too charming to face consequences. The boardroom buzzed with nervous energy as I straightened my blazer and took my seat. Aaron, our CEO, stood at the head of the table, his presence commanding attention without saying a word. Ladies and gentlemen, he began, our Q3 numbers are in, and they're not what we hoped for. We need fresh ideas, new perspectives. His eyes swept the room, landing on me. Scarlett, you've been quiet. What are your thoughts? My heart raced, but my voice remained steady. Our competitors' new route structure is eating into our market share. I've analyzed their patterns, and I believe I know how we can counter it. I pulled up my presentation, graphs and charts filling the screen. As I walked through my proposal, I noticed Aaron leaning forward. His interest piqued. My phone vibrated in my pocket, probably another message from Maxwell, but I ignored it. This was my moment. Impressive, Aaron said when I finished. Stay back after the meeting. I want to discuss this further. As others filed out, Ria, my colleague, squeezed my shoulder. Girl, you killed it. Drinks later to celebrate. Can't, I replied. Meeting with Aaron, remember? Right, don't forget us little people when you're running the place. Once we were alone, Aaron gestured for me to sit closer. Your analysis is exactly what we need. How would you feel about heading up this project? My heart skipped. I'd be honored, sir. Good, because I'm not just offering you the project. He slid a folder across the table. I'm offering you a promotion, Director of Route Planning and Operations. I opened the folder, my eyes widening at the salary figure. It was more than triple what I currently made. Think about it, Aaron said, standing. Let me know by tomorrow. As I walked to my desk, still dazed from the meeting, my phone buzzed again. This time I looked, and immediately wished I hadn't. Maxwell had tagged me in a comment thread on his latest Instagram post. LOL, yeah, my sister's still stuck in her 9-to-5 cubicle life. Some people just don't have the vision to dream big, you know? But hey, someone's got to fund the dreamers. My hands shook as I scrolled through the replies. His followers were eating it up, praising his entrepreneurial spirit, while mocking the small-minded wage slaves. You okay? Ria appeared at my desk, concern etched on her face. You look like you've seen a ghost. I showed her the thread. Her expression darkened as she read. What a jerk. Isn't this the same brother who borrowed your savings? The very same, I replied, my voice tight. Well, she said, pulling up a chair, looks like someone needs a reality check, and you, my friend, are now in a perfect position to deliver it. I raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? Think about it. Your new role? You'll be in charge of route planning, scheduling. She grinned. Wouldn't it be a shame if certain flights started experiencing unexpected complications? Ria, I laughed, but the seed was planted. That would be abuse of power. Would it? Or would it be karma finally catching up to someone who desperately needs it? My phone pinged again. This time it was a message from Brianna, Maxwell's girlfriend. Hey, Scarlett. Max told me about the amazing investment opportunity you helped him with. You're such a wonderful sister. We should grab coffee soon. Poor Brianna. She had no idea the investment opportunity was funding Maxwell's solo luxury vacation. One he'd told her was a business trip. Look at this. I showed Ria the message. He's lying to Brianna too. Of course he is. Ria rolled her eyes. Player's gonna play until someone changes the game. I looked at the folder Aaron had given me, then back at Maxwell's mocking comments. Years of being the responsible one, the reliable one, the one he could always count on to bail him out. You know what? I said, picking up my phone. I think it's time to accept Aaron's offer. I typed out my response to Brianna. Coffee sounds great. There's so much we should talk about. Then I opened my email and wrote to Aaron. I accept the position. When can I start? Ria clapped her hands. Now that's what I'm talking about. Ready to show Big Brother what a 9-to-5 cubicle slave can really do. I smiled, feeling a shift in the universe. More than ready. But first, I need to understand exactly how our flight scheduling system works. Planning something special? Ria asked with a knowing look. Let's just say, I replied, closing Maxwell's Instagram page, I'm finally ready to dream big. You'll never believe what your brother just posted, Sam said, sliding into the booth across from me at our favorite coffee shop. He's planning some huge networking event in Dubai next month, calling it the Ultimate Entrepreneur Summit. I stirred my latte, keeping my expression neutral. Really? And how much are tickets to this amazing summit? $5,000 each. But wait for it. He's offering his closest supporters a special early bird price of only $3,000. Let me guess, Brianna already bought one? Sam nodded grimly. Posted about how excited she is to support her man's vision. I pulled out my laptop, opening the airline scheduling database. When exactly is this event? March 15th to 17th. Why? Sam leaned forward, watching me type. Oh my God, are you actually going to… Just checking something, I said innocently, scanning the flight schedules. Interesting. Looks like we're planning some major maintenance work on our Dubai routes that week. Lots of potential delays and cancellations. Scarlett Evans, you sneaky little… Director of Route Planning and Operations, I corrected with a smile. Just doing my job. My phone lit up with a message from Lucas, our head of operations. Need your sign-off on the March schedule changes. Coffee in 10? Speaking of jobs, I said, standing up. Duty calls. I found Lucas in his office, surrounded by flight charts and maintenance schedules. He looked up as I entered, gesturing to the chair across from him. These proposed changes, he said, sliding a document toward me. They're… interesting. But completely justified, I replied smoothly. We've been putting off maintenance on those routes for too long. March is traditionally a slower month for Dubai traffic, except for March 15th through 17th, he said, giving me a knowing look. There's some kind of business conference that week. Tickets are selling fast. I met his gaze steadily. Are they? I hadn't heard. Lucas leaned back in his chair, a slight smile playing at his lips. Your brother's quite the promoter. His ads are all over my social media. My heart skipped a beat, but I kept my voice level. Is there a problem with the schedule changes? Not at all, he replied, signing the document. In fact, I think it's about time we prioritized proper maintenance. Safety first, right? As I left his office, I ran into Aaron in the hallway. Scarlett, just the person I wanted to see. Join me for lunch. Over salads in his corner office, Aaron shared his vision for the company's future. We're expanding into new markets, targeting a younger demographic. Your social media expertise could be valuable here. I thought of Maxwell's perfectly curated Instagram feed. I might know a thing or two about that. Excellent. I'm putting together a task force. You'll lead it, of course. Back at my desk, I opened Instagram to find Maxwell had gone live again. Big announcement, followers. The Ultimate Entrepreneur Summit is officially sold out. Don't worry, though. I've arranged exclusive private jet transportation for all attendees. Time to fly in style. Private jet transportation. Ria appeared behind me, reading over my shoulder. Since when? Since never, I replied, pulling up our charter flight database. He hasn't booked anything with us. Check the other airlines? I made a few calls to my industry contacts. Nothing, he hasn't booked with anyone. So he's lying to everyone who bought tickets, Ria said slowly. And when they all show up at the airport, they'll find themselves fighting for seats on our very limited, potentially delayed flights. I finished. What a shame. My phone buzzed with a text from Brianna. Hey, can't wait for coffee tomorrow. I have so many exciting things to tell you about the summit. Max says it's going to be life-changing. Are you really going to meet her? Ria asked. Of course, I said, gathering my things. Someone needs to document all this for when everything falls apart. As I headed home that evening, I received an email from Lucas. Schedule changes approved. Maintenance cruise confirmed for March 15th, 17. Good call on the timing. Weather forecasts for Dubai that week are showing potential sandstorms. Could cause additional delays. I smiled, remembering all the times Maxwell had called me boring and predictable. He had no idea that while he was busy crafting the perfect Instagram story, I'd been crafting something much more satisfying. The perfect storm. "Hey Siri," I said, pulling out my phone. "Remind me to book a window seat for March 15th. I want a good view of Karma in action." "I just can't believe how blessed I am," Brianna gushed, stirring her third sugar into her latte. "Maxwell says this summit will put us on the map. We're talking influencer status, brand deals, maybe even our own lifestyle coaching program." I nodded encouragingly, pressing record on my phone's voice memo app under the table. "That sounds amazing. How many people are coming?" "Over 200, all successful entrepreneurs and investors." She leaned forward, lowering her voice. "Don't tell anyone, but Max says we'll break even on the event costs in the first hour. After that, it's pure profit." Simple math flashed through my mind. 200 tickets at $3,000 to $5,000 each. My stolen savings were just the tip of the iceberg. "And you said he arranged private transportation?" I asked innocently. "Yes, a whole fleet of private jets. He's so thoughtful. He knew some people might not want to deal with commercial flights." My phone buzzed. A message from Lucas. "Dubai Airport confirming major runway maintenance that week. All commercial flights reduced by 60%. No private jet clearances available." "That's wonderful," I smiled at Brianna. "Has he sent out the flight details yet?" "Not yet. He says it's all very exclusive, very last minute to maintain privacy. But I trust him completely." Another message popped up, this time from Erin. "Need you in my office, urgent." "I'm so sorry," I said, standing up. "Work emergency. Rain check on dessert." "Of course. You work so hard, Scarlett. Max always says you should learn to relax more, take some risks." I bit back a response and headed to the office, where I found Aaron looking troubled. "We have a situation," he said as I sat down. "Someone's spreading rumors about our Dubai route changes, suggesting they're targeted at a specific event." My heart stopped. "What kind of rumors?" "Nothing concrete, but the timing looks suspicious. I need you to handle this carefully." He slid a paper across his desk. "Draft a press release. Make it clear these changes are routine maintenance, planned months in advance." "Of course," I replied, relief flooding through me. "I'll have it ready within the hour." As I worked on the press release, Ria appeared at my desk. "Have you seen this?" She held up her phone, showing Maxwell's latest post, a video of him touring what looked like a private jet interior. "Great news, summit attendees," his voice boomed. "Just finished inspecting our luxury transportation. Only the best for my exclusive mastermind group. Private jet life. Entrepreneur. Success. That's not one of our jets," I noted, zooming in on the details. "In fact, Ria, doesn't this look like a showroom?" She squinted at the screen. "You're right, that's from the Aviation Expo last month. I recognize the backdrop." My phone lit up with a message from Sam. "Your brother just went live again. You need to see this." I pulled up Instagram to find Maxwell hosting a Q&A session about the summit. "Yes, all transportation is included in the ticket price," he was saying. "We're talking top-tier luxury, door-to-door service. Trust me, I've personally handled all the arrangements." The comment section was filling with excited responses from ticket holders, sharing their dreams of networking on private jets. "This is going to be a disaster," Ria whispered. "No," I corrected her, finalizing the press release. "This is going to be Karma." Later that afternoon, Lucas called me into his office. "The maintenance schedule is locked in," he said, closing the door. "But I need to know, are you sure about this?" I pulled out my phone and played Brianna's voice memo, then showed him the calculations. 200 people, minimum of $3,000 each. That's $600,000 he's collected for an event with no real transportation arrangements. Lucas whistled low. "And your savings?" 15,000. gone, along with who knows how many others he's scammed over the years. Well, he said, signing off on the final maintenance orders, I suppose sometimes the universe needs a little help delivering its messages. My phone buzzed again, another message from Brianna. Max just told me he's arranged helicopter transfers from the airport to the venue. Isn't he incredible? I opened Dubai's Aviation Authority website and checked their helicopter charter regulations. As expected, all civilian helicopter flights required permits. Permits that took months to process. You know, Ria said, reading over my shoulder. In a way, you're doing him a favor. Better to face the music now than keep digging himself deeper. I thought about all the people who'd spent their savings on Maxwell's empty promises, about Brianna's blind trust and endless enthusiasm, about my own years of enabling his behavior. Sometimes, I replied, sending the press release to Aaron, the kindest thing you can do for someone is let them fall. The trick is making sure they land somewhere soft enough to learn from it, but hard enough to remember the lesson. And where exactly will Maxwell be landing? I smiled, checking the weather forecast for Dubai one more time. Right where he needs to. Breaking news. Major sandstorm warning issued for Dubai region, expected to peak March 15th to 17. The weather alert flashed across my screen as I settled into my new corner office. You really hit the weather jackpot, didn't you? Ria said, perching on my desk. It's like the universe is in on your plan. I had nothing to do with the weather, I replied, pulling up our flight scheduling software. But I'm not complaining about the timing. My phone lit up with Maxwell's latest Instagram story. T-minus 10 days until the Ultimate Entrepreneur Summit. Can't wait to share my success secrets with my exclusive mastermind group. P.S. Still getting DMs begging for tickets. Sorry, folks, we're sold out. A knock at my door interrupted my eye roll. Aaron entered, looking concerned. Scarlett, we need to talk about the board meeting tomorrow. These schedule changes are causing quite a stir. My stomach tightened. Is there a problem? Actually, the opposite. Our competitors are scrambling to accommodate all the displaced passengers. We're looking at a significant market share increase for Q2. Relief flooded through me. So the board is happy? Very. They want you to present your strategic vision for the next quarter. He paused. There's also talk of adding you to the board itself. After he left, Ria squealed. Board member? That's huge. It's also complicated, I said, showing her my phone. Maxwell had just posted again, this time a video of him practicing his summit speech. Success isn't just about hard work, he was saying. It's about connections. That's why I'm providing luxury transportation for all my attendees. Network in style, right? Ria snorted. Has he even tried booking any flights yet? Actually, I pulled up our booking system. He just reserved one first-class ticket for himself. What about everyone else? Nothing. And now with the sandstorm warning, even regular flights will be nearly impossible to book. My desk phone rang. It was Lucas. You might want to come down here. Someone's asking questions about our maintenance schedule. I found Lucas in the operations center, speaking with a nervous-looking junior analyst. Tell Scarlett what you just told me, Lucas said. The analyst shifted uncomfortably. Someone's been calling all the airlines, asking about flight availability to Dubai between March 15th, 17. They seem very interested in our maintenance schedule. Did they identify themselves? I asked, keeping my voice steady. No, but they mentioned something about a business summit. I shared a look with Lucas. Forward any similar inquiries directly to me. This is now a security matter. Back in my office, I found several messages from Brianna. Hey, quick question. Max says the flight details are coming soon, but I need to request time off work. Any chance you could check the airline's schedule? Before I could respond, my phone rang. Sam. Your brother just posted the summit itinerary, she said without preamble. Day 1 includes luxury air travel, a masterclass in elite transportation. Is he seriously going to try teaching people about private jets? Apparently. I pulled up the Dubai airport's private jet clearance schedule. Too bad there won't be any jets to demonstrate with. Scarlett, Sam's voice turned serious. Are you sure about this? It's not too late to warn people. I opened my drawer, pulling out my empty savings account statement. He had chances, Sam, hundreds of them. Every time someone trusted him, every time I bailed him out, he chose this. A notification popped up. Maxwell had started another live stream. Big news, future millionaires, he announced to his viewers. Just finalized our summit transportation details. We're talking private terminals, champagne service, the works. This is how real entrepreneurs travel. The comment section filled with excited responses from ticket holders. One caught my eye. So grateful for this opportunity. Invested my daughter's college fund because I believe in your vision. My resolve wavered for a moment, then strengthened. Sometimes the kindest cut is the quickest. Lucas appeared at my door. Final maintenance schedule is ready for your signature. Once this goes through, there's no turning back. I thought about Maxwell's mocking comments about my 9-to-5 cubicle life, about all the people who'd trusted him with their savings, about Brianna's blind faith. Sometimes, I said, taking the folder, the best way to help someone is to let them fail while they can still recover. I signed the document, then opened my email to draft a company-wide announcement about the upcoming board meeting. You know, Ria said, watching me type, for someone who claims to hate drama, you're orchestrating quite a show. I smiled, thinking of the weather forecast, the maintenance schedule, and Maxwell's promises all converging in 10 days. I'm not orchestrating anything, I replied. I'm just making sure everyone has a front-row seat to Karma's performance. There's been a leak, Aaron announced, striding into my office early Monday morning. Someone posted our maintenance schedule on social media. My heart raced as I pulled up the company's Twitter mentions. Screenshots of internal documents were spreading rapidly, accompanied by speculation about the timing of our Dubai route changes. It gets worse, Ria said, appearing in the doorway with her tablet. Look at this. She showed me a viral post. Exposed, Airline deliberately scheduling maintenance during major business summit. Hundreds of entrepreneurs affected. Wainatra Dubai summit scandal. The board wants an emergency meeting, Aaron said, in 30 minutes. As I gathered my materials, my phone exploded with notifications. Maxwell was going live on Instagram. Slight change of plans, Summit family. His voice was tight, his usual easy smile strained. Just heard about some airline drama. But don't worry, your boy Maxwell always has a backup plan. Working on something even more exclusive than private jets. Stay tuned. The comment section was chaos. What airline drama? I already booked my hotel. Please tell me we're not losing our deposits. Scarlett, Lucas called from the hallway. Boardroom, now. I walked into a room full of tense faces. The board members sat around the massive table, tablets displaying the viral posts about our maintenance schedule. Explain this, the board chairman demanded. I took a deep breath and pulled up my presentation. The maintenance schedule was planned months ago, based on historical data and safety requirements. The timing, while unfortunate for some travelers, is necessary for— Cut the PR speak, he interrupted. We're getting accusations of deliberate sabotage. With all due respect, I replied, switching to a different slide. These maintenance windows were approved through proper channels. More importantly, they're projected to save us millions in long-term costs. I walked them through the numbers. Fuel efficiency improvements, reduced wear and tear, optimized route planning. By the time I finished, the tension in the room had shifted. And the social media storm? Someone asked. Actually, Aaron interjected, Scarlett's handling of this situation demonstrates exactly why we've nominated her for board membership. She anticipated potential backlash and prepared a comprehensive communication strategy. My phone buzzed. A message from Brianna. Max says not to worry about the airline stuff. He's chartering a private fleet instead. Isn't he amazing? Always finding solutions. I checked our charter division's records. No requests had been filed. Another buzz. Sam this time. Your brother's getting desperate. He just posted that he's in talks with multiple private aviation companies. The board meeting concluded with unanimous approval of the maintenance schedule. As people filed out, the chairman pulled me aside. "Well handled," he said. "The board vote for your membership is next week. I'd say your chances look good." Back at my desk, I found Lucas waiting. "Dubai Aviation Authority just posted this," he said, showing me his phone. "A notice about increased restrictions during the forecasted sandstorm period. No private aircraft clearances would be granted." "Should we be worried about legal issues?" he asked quietly. "Everything we've done is by the book," I replied. "We're not responsible for private events or their transportation promises." My computer pinged with an email from Maxwell. "Hey sis, long shot, but any chance you could help smooth things over with your airline? Getting some heat from summit attendees about flights will make it worth your while." Before I could respond, Ria burst in. "You need to see this." She pulled up a Reddit thread where people were sharing screenshots of Maxwell's past business ventures, failed cryptocurrency launches, pyramid schemes, fake masterclasses. The thread was going viral. "It's all falling apart," Ria whispered. "No," I corrected her, watching the comments pile up. "It's all coming together." My phone rang. Brianna again. "Scarlett, I'm scared. People are saying terrible things about Max online. They're calling him a scammer. That's not true, right? Please tell me it's not true." I closed my eyes, thinking of my empty savings account. "Brianna, I think we need to talk." "But the summit, the private jets. Check your ticket confirmation," I said gently. "What exactly does it say about transportation?" The silence on the other end was deafening. Another notification popped up. Maxwell starting yet another live stream. But this time, his usual confident smile was gone, replaced by barely concealed panic. "Minor setback, Summit family. But remember what I always say, entrepreneurs thrive on challenges. Big announcement coming tomorrow that will blow your minds." I looked at my calendar. March 15th was just 3 days away. The sandstorm warning had been upgraded to severe, and Maxwell was running out of lies to tell. "Sometimes," I murmured, watching the desperate comments flood his live stream, "the truth arrives on its own schedule." March 15th arrived with Dubai International Airport in chaos. I watched from my office as the departure board turned into a sea of red, delayed, and cancelled notifications. "He's here," Ria announced, peering through the window, "and he's not alone." Maxwell strode through the terminal, surrounded by angry summit attendees. His designer suit couldn't hide the sweat on his forehead as he approached the check-in counter. My phone buzzed with a message from Lucas. "Your brother's trying to charter last-minute flights. Want me to handle it?" "No," I replied. "I'll take this one." I made my way down to the terminal, where Maxwell's voice carried across the crowd. "This is unacceptable," he was shouting at the check-in agent. "I have 200 VIP guests here. We need to get to Dubai today." "I'm sorry, sir," the agent replied calmly, "but as you can see, there's a severe sandstorm warning. Most flights are grounded." "Then get us private jets. I'll pay whatever it costs." "Perhaps I can help," I said, stepping forward. Maxwell spun around, his face draining of color. "Scarlett, what are you—" "Director of Route Planning and Operations." I introduced myself to the crowd. "I understand you're all here for the Ultimate Entrepreneur Summit?" A woman pushed forward. "I spent my daughter's college fund on this. Maxwell promised private jet service." "Did he?" I pulled up the airline's charter records on my tablet. "That's interesting, because we have no charter bookings under his name." The crowd's murmuring grew louder. "Check the other airlines," someone shouted. "Already did," I replied, showing them my tablet. "No private jet bookings at any major carrier. In fact, due to the sandstorm, private aircraft clearances have been suspended indefinitely." Maxwell's confident facade cracked. I was just about to..." "To what?" I interrupted. "Post another Instagram story about manifesting success? Or maybe another live stream about turning setbacks into comebacks?" "You don't understand," he hissed, grabbing my arm. "I need your help. These people trusted you." I pulled away. "Just like I trusted you with my savings." The crowd grew quiet, listening. Remember that $15,000 you borrowed? I continued. The money that was supposed to be for investor meetings. How was Bali, by the way? Maxwell's face reddened. That's different. I was networking, building connections. Building connections? A new voice cut through the crowd. Brianna pushed forward, tears streaming down her face. Is that what you call lying to everyone? To me? Babe, I can explain. Explain what? She demanded. How you took people's money for flights that never existed. How you've been living off your sister's savings while mocking her on social media. The terminal erupted in chaos as people started pulling up Maxwell's past Instagram posts, finding his comments about wage slaves and small-minded people. My team will process refund requests, I announced to the crowd, handing out business cards. We'll also help rebook those who still want to travel to Dubai once the sandstorm passes. You planned this, Maxwell accused, his voice breaking. You knew about the maintenance schedule, the weather. No, Maxwell, you planned this. Every lie, every scam, every time you took advantage of people's trust. I just made sure you couldn't run from the consequences. Security arrived to handle the increasingly angry crowd. As they led Maxwell away, he looked back at me one last time. For a moment, I saw the little boy who used to protect me from playground bullies, who taught me to ride a bike, who once had real dreams before greed corrupted them. Why? He asked softly. Because sometimes, I replied, the kindest thing a sister can do is let her brother face the truth. My phone buzzed with a notification. Someone was live streaming the whole scene. The comments were flooding in. Karma is real. Finally exposed. Thank you to his sister for standing up. Brianna touched my arm. Did you know? All this time? I knew who he was, I admitted. I just didn't want to believe it. As the crowd dispersed and the terminal slowly emptied, Ria appeared at my side. Board meeting tomorrow, she reminded me. Think this will affect your nomination? I watched as Maxwell was escorted to the security office, his designer suit wrinkled, his influencer persona shattered. Actually, I said, I think it just proved exactly why they need someone who understands the difference between success and scams. My phone lit up with one final notification. Maxwell's Instagram account had gone dark. In its place, a single message appeared. Taking time to reflect, I'm sorry. Sometimes I realized the biggest storms aren't the ones you can see on weather radar. They're the ones that clear the air, wash away the lies, and leave the truth standing in their wake. The board votes unanimously to approve Scarlett's membership, Aaron announced, beaming at me across the conference table. Congratulations, and welcome aboard. As people filed out offering congratulations, my phone buzzed. A text from Maxwell. Can we talk, in person? I found him at our childhood playground, sitting on the same swing where he used to push me for hours. His designer clothes were gone, replaced by a simple t-shirt and jeans. No cameras? I asked, taking the swing next to him. No more cameras, he replied quietly. No more followers, no more schemes. Just reality. That must be terrifying for you. He laughed, but there was no humor in it. You know what's really terrifying. Realizing your little sister orchestrated the perfect takedown without breaking a single rule. I learned from the best, I said. You always said success was about playing smart, not hard. Yeah, well, he kicked at the dirt. Looks like I wasn't as smart as I thought. My phone pinged. A message from Brianna. Just got the last of my money back from the credit card company. Thank you for helping with the documentation. Hope you're doing okay. How many people got refunds? Maxwell asked. All of them. The credit card companies were very interested in your previous business ventures once everything came to light. He nodded slowly. And your savings? I showed him my empty account statement. Still waiting. Without a word, he pulled out his phone and made a transfer. My phone buzzed immediately. $15,000 plus interest. It's not everything I owe people, he said, but it's a start. Where did that money come from? Sold my car and my watches and pretty much everything else that wasn't essential. He looked at me directly for the first time. I'm working as a barista now. Regular hours, regular paycheck. How does it feel? Honest, he said after a moment. It feels honest. My phone rang. It was Aaron. Sorry, I said, standing. Board member duties call. Scarlett, Maxwell called as I turned to leave. That day at the airport, you could have humiliated me completely. Posted videos, exposed everything. Why didn't you? Because you're still my brother, I replied. And sometimes loving someone means helping them fall in a way that lets them get back up. Back at the office, I found a small celebration waiting. Ria had arranged cupcakes and champagne to mark my board appointment. To Karma, Sam toasted, raising her glass, and to the woman who served it with style. Speaking of style, Lucas said, handing me an envelope. The final numbers came in. Our market share increased 15% after the Dubai incident. Turns out, people appreciate an airline that handles crisis with transparency. I opened my email to find a message from a familiar name, one of Maxwell's former summit attendees. Thank you for saving me from making a huge mistake. Your brother's scam taught me something valuable. Real success doesn't need fancy packaging. You know, Ria said, reading over my shoulder. In a weird way, Maxwell did end up teaching people something about success. Just not the lesson he intended, I smiled. My phone lit up with another text from Maxwell. Found an entry-level job in marketing. Real marketing, not influencer stuff. The pay's not great, but the mentor seems solid. Thanks for showing me there's more than one path to success. I typed back, proud of you, big brother. Keep going. Sam raised an eyebrow. Forgiving him already. Not forgiving, I corrected. Understanding. There's a difference. Aaron appeared in the doorway. Ready for your first board presentation? As I gathered my materials, I glanced at my phone one last time. Maxwell had posted his first social media update in weeks, a simple photo of his barista apron with the caption, Day 1 of being real. No filters, no schemes, just coffee and honesty. The comments were surprisingly supportive. Respect for owning up. Everyone deserves a second chance. Real growth starts with truth. I smiled, thinking about the long road ahead of him, about the trust he'd have to rebuild, the amends he'd have to make. But mostly, I thought about the little boy who used to push me on these swings, and how sometimes the greatest act of love is helping someone find their way back to who they were meant to be. Coming, Aaron called. I tucked my phone away and stepped into the boardroom, ready to write my own success story, one built on substance rather than style, truth rather than tricks, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing that sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's growth.